Okay. Hey guys, it's Phantom, and welcome back, or welcome to another episode of the Ask Phantom podcast, and we are on episode number 6, I believe. Um, so in this episode, we are going to be talking about, kind of like what career is right for you, or whatever, like, kind of pertaining to my viewers and my listeners. So, you all know that like I have always said YouTube was I didn't plan on doing YouTube, but I stuck with it. Not because I had to, but because I actually wanted to and I actually enjoyed it. So, there's several different types of careers out there, but you just have to find the one that suits you the best. And I feel like, you know, a job where you feel like you have to wake up every day and do the same thing and you don't actually, really enjoy doing it. Because, like, you want to enjoy what you do. I mean, yes, I get it. Some people, they have to, like, stick with a career for so many amount of years. But, because I took a different route, there's a lot more. I mean, there's disadvantages to working for myself, and there's advantages at the same time. But I got into this early. I didn't get, like, talked into it really, but, well, sort of. But I chose a different sort of route with my life, and I stuck with YouTube. And I've been on YouTube for quite some time, and I also write books full time, so that's what I do for a career. Now, I didn't think it was going to be the easiest thing in the world, which it's not. It's not. I had to sacrifice a lot. Like, I had to sacrifice filming for, like, school, because if you guys are wondering, I did this when I was in school. I did this when I was in high school. Literally all throughout high school, I did this early because I was like, you know what, I need to get the hang of this. And so that's what I did. I, like, invested a lot of my time into doing YouTube and stuff, and then a couple years later, I think about, like, 2 years later, or 2 years ago at this point, well, now, but, like, 2 years later, because I started doing YouTube in my freshman year, and then fast forward 2 years later, I started a book series. So, and it's pretty popular. So, like, I kind of didn't know where this would take me. I didn't know, like, I didn't really know anything about, I mean, I knew about YouTube, but I saw it from a different perspective. I saw it from an audience's perspective, thinking, oh, that would be so cool. And then when I got into YouTube myself, I learned about, like, the gaming community. I learned about, like, the different organizations. I learned about, like, the different stuff that YouTube has to offer. And then when I got into, like, other sides of YouTube, because I'm also, I'm also, like, a tech geek. So I got into, like, other sides of YouTube when, like, looking at machinery and stuff. So, and things like that. So there's, like, different different careers that could be good for anybody. Like, if you're into photography, or if you're into, like, videography, and because, like, there's different genres of YouTube. Like, if you're thinking about going into YouTube, there's different like, aspects of YouTube. There's, like, gaming YouTube. There's there's vlogging, there's tech, there's like tech YouTube where you do tech reviews and stuff. And I mean, I've seen a ton of tech reviews. I've seen like a ton of tech reviews, and it's not just good if you're like a gamer or whatever and you're looking for like new equipment. It's just good to learn about tech, in my opinion. Because I don't know what it is, but I love learning about tech. I'm not saying that it would be my job. I'm saying that when it comes to YouTube, tech is a big part of it. You have to have the stuff, you have to have like the stuff that you could work with and stuff. So that means like computers, that means editing software, that means probably like camera gear, so like if you're thinking about that, then go to like the techie side of YouTube. Or if you're into, because I mean there's different types of tech. There's like phones, there's cameras, there's desktops and laptops, like, hardware, there's TVs, which can work as monitors, which I do recommend, because, I mean, not all TVs do that. There's a lot of TVs that do, like, smart TVs, and, like, to be honest, if you have, like, an office space or anything, if you have an office space outside of your, like, I don't know, outside of your house or whatever, like, I'm saying this if you work for yourself, because there's a lot of people that work for themselves, like, okay, if I were to have a professional office space, I mean, even though I'd work at home half the time, if I had the chance to have a professional office space, I would have one, because then it would give me room for, like, all my equipment. I could decorate it how I want. I could set everything up how I want. And everything like that. So, how to know what job is right for you? Like, if you're into, like, the techie side of a career, like, if you're into photography and videography and filming and making videos on the internet for, YouTube, then look into like tech YouTubers and tech gurus. Like, one person that I'd have to recommend would have to be Sarah Dietschy, or iJustine, or like all those other techie people out there. If you guys are wondering, I mean, I watch a lot of Sarah Dietschy. Like, I've kind of been, like, on a kick with her channel recently, because I'm looking and getting a new computer soon, so I have to do research. So that's basically why I'm on her channel, and I've gotten kind of hooked. Because I'm like a techie person. Like, everything that I own is like techie. Like, my TV is super techie and it has a lot of advantages. Like, okay, so I'm probably going to do some research as well for this podcast, and probably, like, read you guys off some things. So, like, I mean, you can use tech for pretty much anything these days, but I mean, I'm not like a tech YouTuber, so I don't know every single thing about tech, which is why it like astounds me whenever I like learn about different types of tech stuff and things like that. So yeah, like I got into videography when I was, or gaming videography. Let's just say that I got into gaming videography when I was about I was a freshman in high school, so I was like 14 when I got into that stuff. And I was actually pretty good at it. I'm not good at like other people out there, but I'm pretty decent with it. So, one thing that you should probably invest in, you guys, one thing that you should probably invest in is a smart TV, because you can get a lot of use out of a smart TV. They're pricey. They're a couple $100. They are a couple hundred, but they are so worth it because you can get so much use out of a smart TV. Now I'm on the Best Buy site right now, and okay, one thing you should invest in if you're like getting into YouTube, if you're like getting into YouTube, other than a computer, is a smart TV. Now, you can get so many uses out of a smart TV. Why? Because you could use it as a double monitor. You know how people have like two monitors for their computers? Well, you can hook your computer, or you can project your computer screen to your TV. Okay, I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just like telling you guys that like a smart office or a smart home is pretty cool because you can get a lot of use out of it. So, and I mean, like where to buy or where to get the best computers. I mean, you have to do your research for that type of stuff. Now, I have had a MacBook for a long time now, and I mean, it works. It works. It has its downsides. Um, which is why you should like look into computer companies. I mean, okay, Best Buy. Best Buy's okay, but like you want to look into actual companies. You want to look into like actual PC companies that do like gaming PCs and stuff. And because you want a computer that's durable and that you can use and stuff. And then you can get like the accessories later, which is probably what I'm gonna do. I mean, I don't know yet, but I do know that I need a new desktop at some point. So that's why I'm like looking. But so you have like computers, and I mean, Best Buy has a lot of stuff. Best Buy has like cameras, they have smart TVs, they have computers. But as I said, you'd rather spend top dollar. In this case, like you'd rather spend top dollar in this case. for a PC, and PCs aren't cheap. You guys, like, computers aren't cheap, especially PCs. So, I mean, I'm kind of looking to give you guys an idea. But, I'm not just, like, looking into Best Buy. I'm not just looking into, like, stuff with Best Buy. I'm also looking into, like, other companies as well. So, like, Origin PCs or, what else? Origin PCs or a couple other companies. So, I mean, you have to have the proper setup, which means you have to have the computer. You have to have the right computer for you. You have to have the desk. You have to have the desk, which is like total coincidence because okay, I've done desk research, right? For a desk, for a gaming desk that I like, and or just gaming desks in general to see which ones I like, because you do need a lot of space for a PC. Don't get me wrong, and I mean, if you have like an extra room in your house, you can use that as a little office. You could use that as an office space. Um, I mean, some areas actually have home offices, but like you don't use them. So if you have like an extra room in your house, that is big enough to have a desktop PC in there, then like clear out clear out some things and clear out some things that you don't need, and then use that as an office so that you don't have to, let's say, get rid of other stuff. Like me, for example, I was considering if I got my desktop to put it in my room, because I work in my room. I like working in my bedroom because everything is there already. So I just have to like get rid of some stuff. But um since because like some areas aren't big enough for computers to fit, so that's why you have to like get rid of things and move stuff around. Because some people have like the dresser next to their bookcase or whatever, and I mean, I didn't have like a proper bookcase. I didn't have like a proper bookcase. I guess I can not necessarily get rid of it, but it does take up a lot of space. And I'd rather have I could do without like a double monitor, I guess. Um and just put it in another room and use it that way. But it depends. At some point I do want a proper office space, because let me just tell you that in the long run, if you don't have enough space for like a little office area, then a bedroom isn't going to cut it. It's okay if it's big enough and you could actually put a desk and a computer in there, but computers take up a lot of space. They're not, they're not small. So obviously, like, start out with a laptop first. If you don't have the space, and then look into places not Best Buy, because if you want a gaming PC, you have to, I mean, yes, gaming PCs are expensive, but you want to have the best quality equipment. So, and I mean, plus you want to learn how to edit. And if you guys are gamers like me, for example, and you play a lot of video games, I mean, I only really play 2, to be honest. I only really play The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, but you guys can't really see my screen right now, but as I've said, or let me just show you. Let me just show you real quick. So window capture 2. Let's see. Let's do window capture 2, and let's do origin. So, sorry. It's all big. I'm so sorry. Sorry it's so big. I'll try and fit. Oh, crud. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Let's remove that. Sorry. But yeah, let's do window capture. Let's do window capture 2. And let's do origin. So that it shows up. Oops, sorry. Should probably lock this. So, let me just show you guys what's going on here. So, just to show you guys what's going on, right? I have The Sims 3 and The Sims 4 here. So let me show y'all what's going on. So I did something, and it's been stuck. My game has been stuck on finalizing. The Sims 3 has been stuck on finalizing for ages. And I'm like, I can't fully do anything. Like I can't play The Sims 3, I can't film, so that's basically what's going on. I did something, apparently, and now it's not working on my Mac, and I found out from a friend that if you update your MacBook, that it'll just break the game entirely. So yeah, I don't really recommend MacBooks in the long run if you're thinking about, doing YouTube and stuff like that. If you're thinking about doing YouTube and gaming. So yeah, I do not recommend it at all. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Macs are good computers, but they're not good if you're like thinking about doing this long term or something like that. Like how I am, I'm thinking about doing this pretty long term. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, you just have to have good equipment. And also, I mean, like, it's cool. It's cool to have a MacBook when you're starting out, but I mean, or it's cool to have a laptop when you're starting out, but you eventually want to upgrade. So, what other career could be good for you? So, like, if you guys are interested in writing, you can go the author type of route, like, you know, the non-traditional type of route, like an ebook author, like me, for example. Now, I kind of developed a talent for writing at a young age as well. I was in my early teens, so this was like a year before I started YouTube. I got into writing, and I came up with this story concept when I was in middle school or in junior high. And then I developed it into, I mean, I wrote several different stories, several different little short stories here and there. But then I developed it into a book series, and I chose where to write my books, which is Wattpad, which it's a company based in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And if you guys know what Wattpad is, they're mainly known for their fan fictions, but there's a lot of people that got big on Wattpad. Now, I'm not doing this for fame or anything or attention or anything, but I just looked into going with Wattpad because that's what I know best when it comes to companies and stuff. When it comes to books and companies, it just makes it easier. So, if you guys are wondering, I actually joined Wattpad. Hang on, let me fix it. If you're wondering, yes, I do read a lot of fan fictions, and no, my books are not fan fiction at all. They aren't. I'm sure a lot of you people are wondering, or I'm sure a lot of my viewers or listeners or readers are wondering, and when I talk about my readers, I'm talking about the people that read my book series. I'm sure you guys are wondering if this is fan fiction. No, this is not fan fiction at all. It's teen fiction and general fiction. It's a teen fiction and general fiction series in a young adult type of series that I do. So yeah, no. This is not a no, this is not a fan fiction series. Even though a Harry Potter character is in this series, it's not fan fiction at all. So, yeah, it's not fan fiction. Okay, so I actually joined Wattpad in 2016, I believe, like November something 2016. Can't really remember. But yeah, so basically my Wattpad bio says, been an author for almost 6 years. I've been writing since 2015. I'm an author of the Evangeline book series. A little bit about my background, like my writing background. I started the Evangeline story concept in the spring of 2015 at 13. It's almost like 5-6 years ago. Um, so yeah, like about 6 years ago. I started this book series. Well, I didn't actually start the book series, if you know what I mean. I started the writing concept of it. Cause I had to. I'm so sorry. I just woke up from a nap. Because I had to like, get the concept down. I had to know what I was writing about and stuff like that. So I had to get that done. So I started like 6 years ago. It kind of feels crazy to have done this for 6 years. And then I started on Wattpad in 2016 just by I literally just downloaded this app for reading, and then I just decided, oh, I have this app, I can use it to distribute my books, and that's what I did. So I went by a pen name. I go by a pen name, if you guys are wondering. So it says, started the Evangeline story concept in the spring of 2015. And if you guys are wondering, Evangeline is the middle name of the characters. Not all the characters, but the two main characters of the series, their middle name is Evangeline. It's not their first name. The first names of the characters are Sophie and Mia. And then there's Sophie, Mia, Adelaide, Marion coming soon, and then there's their brother, Tommy Carter, I believe. Yeah, so it's all on a timeline, basically. It's kind of a weird timeline because it jumps around and everything. But yeah, you guys will understand soon. So oh, and there's Missy, but she's a part of Mia, so let's see. So I joined about 3 years ago as a reader, because I learned about it in November, I believe. Um, so yeah, November of 2016, I think. Yeah, as a reader, and then I decided, and now like almost 4 years later, I decided to launch the book series on Wattpad because I was like, hey, I have this book series and I need to start actually writing it and, taking this seriously. So I started the book series out with 6 books and counting. 6 has turned into 25 because I write and release so many books. So if you guys are wondering, my first book is Sophie, Evangeline, and Ashley, a love story. And then my second book, and then my first book with Mia, where it's just Mia, is called, what is it called? Mia, Evangeline, My Truth, My Story on Teen Motherhood. And then the sequel to that book is called Mia, Evangeline, Struggles of a Mom with Multiples. And then I have the books where it talks about Mia's condition, really, like her life with her many, many medical conditions, or like her several issues. And then I have the sequel to Sophie, Evangeline, and Ashley, a love story, and it's called Sophie, Evangeline, and Ashley, Family Affair. And then I have a couple other Bellatrix books. This book is called Life of Bexy Lestrange, Bella's Secret Baby. It's probably one of my favorite books. And then I have Bellatrix Lestrange, Experiences of a Mom and Professor. And then I have Bellinor Hogwarts Years, which is a precursor to The Life of Bexy Lestrange. And then I have History of Madame Phantom Early Years, which is a precursor to like all my other Mia Evangeline books. And then I have like some more books on Mia's condition. Then I have The Origin of the Evangeline official books. So kind of like, with character insights and everything. It's really cool. So, yeah, I have this natural talent to actually, let's see. I have a natural talent to come up with plots for storylines as I go, so I don't really have to like write it out or think too much or anything like that. Doesn't seem that professional, but it works for me, and yeah, so um and also like another thing that kind of gives away that she's kind of related to a witch is the fact that her godmother Bellatrix is her animagus is a black cat. I mean, Mia's a dog person, but she also really loves cats. I mean, Bella kind of so yeah, like it's crazy. Like it kind of mixes motherhood with a lot of other stuff. Like, I mean, it's not just motherhood. It's like a really deep book series. Like really, really deep. Like Mia has emotional issues. She has mental issues. I mean, it's kind of from her mother. It's kind of from her birth mother. And yeah, so it's kind of from her birth mother, and the fact that she favors one parent over the other, meaning she favors her godmother over her biological mom, and everything because she has trust issues. So yeah, like, you guys will know what type of path is right for you. I mean, like, it all depends. Like, I kind of took me a while to figure out, I wanted to do whatever, and I wanted to do like 2 things at once. And I wanted to work for myself. Like, that took me a long time to figure that out and realize that, I can be successful at both, and everything. And I mean, you can work an office job if you want to, but like, personally, that just wasn't my choice to work an office job, because I liked working for myself. I liked, having my own schedule. I liked working when I wanted. Or I love working when I want. I love really having no limits or boundaries to what I do, and kind of making it my own. So, yeah. I made it work, and you guys can too. But let me just tell you, it takes a long time to figure out what you want to do with your life. Like, some people know right away. Others, they don't know. Like with me, I didn't know what I wanted to do right away. Like, I thought I wanted to be in the music industry. And then I thought I wanted to do something else. And then I thought I wanted to do something else. And then when I decided, I can take up gaming and this author thing, and like, people said I would be able to do 2 things at once, but then I realized I can do 2 things. I can do 2 things and turn them into one. which is what I did with, like, the fact that I run a YouTube channel for my book series and the fact that I write as well. So yeah, it worked out. It worked out. I don't really have any regrets. Although it did take a long time for people to understand what it is that I do, and the fact that I didn't want to take the traditional path of, like, let's say, college right away. I mean, I've always thought college is a choice for me, per se. I mean, some people have to go to college for certain things, like have to go to college for certain career type things. But yeah, you'll understand when you get to that point. Cause I mean, it was hard for me. It was hard for me too, but I got used to it. Like, I had always thought to myself that things would, turn out different. I didn't know, like, when that eye opener would be for me, but I guess, like, the fact that I can work for myself and I can work whenever I really wanted to, would be good for me. So that's basically what I chose to do. And don't worry, you'll figure it out sooner than later. I do kind of think this whole quarantine thing, that it got me further into, like, my passions and stuff, because I was doing online school for the last 3 months of school. I was doing online school. Now, I had, like, gone in and out because well, not really in and out, but you know what I mean. Because I had been sick with gosh, what did I have? I had a sinus infection. A couple months ago. And I had a sinus infection, like, back in, I don't know, February. And so yeah, I had stayed home, and then I stayed home for a couple days, and then I went back to school, and then, like, when things got all bad, I stayed home for a couple days, and I moved into, like, online school, or, like, distance learning / online school, and it worked out for me. And if you guys are wondering, that has been one thing that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I loved it. Like, I got everything done. I finished school a couple weeks early. Thank goodness, because we had quite a long time. I kind of thank it to the fact that like, everything was pushed back, so I had, like, a lot of time to, like, finish and I ended up finishing all my courses and everything, which was good, and then I came back to work super, like, in early May. Like, if that didn't happen, I'd probably still be doing school, and then I would have graduated a little bit later, but, I mean, it worked out, so I'm happy. And then that means that I got more time to work. I did a lot of writing. I did so much writing when I was in high school. Like, when I was, like, on the days that I didn't have homework assignments, because some days I didn't have homework for certain classes, or we would just have minimal homework, because it wasn't like one day you'd have this assignment and one day you'd have this assignment. So, like, basically my classes were, like, it wasn't like split classes, if you know what I mean. Because some schools have, like, some schools do, like, some schools do it in blocks, whereas other schools don't. And, so yeah, some days you'd have, like, a lot of homework, and other days you wouldn't. Or you'd take advantage of doing homework in other classes. So, like, if you had a specific class, and then one teacher knew that another teacher assigned you something, you'd do it in that class so that you'd get ahead. Because, like, that's one thing that I would do a lot. Like, if I didn't have to, like, do anything for a certain class, I'd get something done for another class. I mainly get that done for English. And, but yeah, like, my last year of high school was not easy for me. It was more of a challenging year, but I got through it. Like, I mean, it was really, really difficult. Like, I wasn't the best at math. I'm not the best at all types of math. No, money math I'm really good at. So, I got pretty good grades when it came to, like, a certain math class, but, like, other math classes, it was iffy for me because I'm not great at, like, all aspects of math, but money math, which is, like, known as consumer math, I'm really good at. And I could, really use that in my day-to-day life. So, yeah, like, there are some classes that I take a lot from, and there are other classes that I didn't take a lot from. But in this case, because of what I do, I took a lot from specific classes. Like, I took a lot from my English class, I took a lot from my career development class, I took a lot from my math class, the math class that I was taking my senior year, by the way, because I think consumer math is kind of important. Even though it's easy math, it's kind of important. So, and plus, math wasn't always my strong suit, so when I found a class that really worked for me and a class that I could actually use for my day-to-day life, and then I started, like, asking a lot of questions. I, like, found ways to get things done. I got really good grades on, like, exams and stuff. And yeah, so it, like, really helped. Like, you guys think that high school seems pointless, but it's pretty important. Let me just say, because I didn't have the easiest time. In high school, but it worked out for me. Thank goodness. Like, it worked out. I finished school, like, a month in advance, or a month and a couple days in advance. which means I finished all my classes like in early May, and I graduated in June. And it wasn't easy, but I did it. And really, I think, like, being so determined to not only get my work done, but have something to look forward to when I was done with all that stuff was, was writing and things like that, because that was, like, kind of the only thing that would really get me through it at that point. So yeah, that's basically what I did to really get through it, and now it's my full-time job. So yeah. So yeah, take what you learned from high school and learn from it. You don't have to take everything you learned from high school with you to the workplace, but I would recommend it. Like, if you're, like, I don't know, like, if you're in high school and you're wanting to take, like, if you're in high school and if you're wanting to take, like, theater or whatever later on, like, go to, I don't know, like, go to, like, theater classes outside of school, or take theater in high school. No, I took theater in high school, and I took theater outside of school, like, even before I started high school. And I learned a lot about, performing and stuff, even though I did it for fun. I learned a lot about it, and I kept my scripts. I kept my scripts and everything. I'm still very close with my theater instructors. And I met a lot of cool people. So yeah, it's one thing. I mean, some people are born for, like, performing or talking, or being a creative being, like I am. I mean, it kind of worked out for me after a couple years. It really worked out for me, and I just like platforms where I can express myself, if you know what I mean. So, like, I express myself through a lot of different things, like YouTube and writing video, and and writing books and reading and all that stuff, and I just have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, you'll know what's right for you. Just give it time. Don't really rush anything. Give it time, because it takes time, you guys. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It takes time. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what type of career could be right for you. I'm sorry. I think that's it for this episode of what career is right for you. And I mean, you'll know. Like, there's a lot of ways to figure out. You could take, like, career aptitude tests. You can take a ton of different things. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, and also, it's on every podcast platform. Not available on SoundCloud. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say that, but it's not available on SoundCloud because I delete these episodes off my computer, like, right after I upload them. So it's not available on SoundCloud. I'm sorry, guys. It's available on every other podcast platform, though. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So goodbye, guys.